Please listen carefully.
Well, hello, everybody out there. My name is Lainey.
My name is Nick.
And welcome to the Hypothetical Siblings Podcast.
Woo!
Woo, 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 woo.
We're police.
No.
Yes.
No.
Probably a police.
No. Is that a police? I'm calling the weed. 420, what you smoking?
I don't like that vine.
What?
It's overly derivative. It just said, hey, that thing's successful. Let's all laugh about how the thing's successful. Plus, he locks his sister's keys in her car, and that's fucked up.
I think that's funny.
No. You also hit my car one time, and you thought that was funny, and then sprinted out of the door.
I didn't think it was funny at the time. I think it's funny now.
Well, don't hit my car, jackass.
Also, I was going to be late to work, and it's not like I have to give you my insurance card. Here, copy this down really
You're
quick.
being an irresponsible citizen, and I resent that.
Okay, fucko. I'm coming for your left shoe, and I'm shitting in it.
Excellent.
Shout out to that girl on TikTok. I'm sorry I don't know your at.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
Yuck yuck.
Yeah, that's the one. The app, Chinese spyware, or American spyware now, I guess.
James Bond.
No. Is that just how we're going to play this? Everything that one of us says, the other one responds with something that just relates to one of the words in the sentence?
Yeah, it's like word association.
Scrabble.
Word. Sorry.
Just go right back to word. Jesus Christ.
Do another one. I'm going to do it better.
Okay. Well, do I have to say like a whole sentence?
No, it's just a word.
Should I talk about how we're using yearbooks to stack up our microphones?
I mean, if you want to. What?
That was your cue, was yearbook.
No, yearbook?
Well, sure,
no,
go.
do another one. It's
What do you
too
mean
late. I've had too many thoughts. You have to do the first thought.
I can see the timer. It's been less than 15 seconds. You literally have the memory of a
You need
goldfish.
to have the first thought.
Bottle.
Top.
Spinning.
Top.
You really are just full lizard brain right now.
Another
aren't you?
one.
I'm not doing another. They did not come here to listen to us play word association.
It's my
games.
favorite game.
Is that really your favorite game? Of like,
Well, I don't want to. No,
not
I mean
games like
like
the specific
mouth
kind of,
games.
Well, that's a different thing.
Oh, I hate you. I hate you. Yeah, because I mean, what else is there? Fucking I Spy. I hate that game.
Why? Is it because you're bad at spying?
There's too many things.
Look, we're back to spies again. James Bond.
You got me there.
Gotcha.
That made me afraid to swim in pools for a long time.
I Spy made you afraid to swim in pools?
No, James Bond.
Oh, yeah. Or I think we're thinking about the same incident where there's the pool top closes and then sharks are released into the pool.
Yeah, because...
Yeah. It's a rough one. And then he just like punches the shark.
And swims through the hole they
like
came in.
True American hero.
Not American.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. But really, he's American.
James Bond. I was going to try and do an accent.
Do it.
No.
You do it and then I'll do it.
Okay. No.
It's not a very... No. It's not an accent.
James Bond. I looked off into the distance so that I could get more of the
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Bond. James Bond.
Oh, I should have done the reversal thing.
Well, yeah, that's his whole thing. It's like the whole thing.
Okay, well, have I ever watched a movie, James Bond, all the way through? No, so...
I love a movie James Bond all the way through. As opposed to the TV show James Bond.
All the way through.
All the way through.
Or part way through?
Yeah.
So many options.
All the options.
Variations.
We're almost 5 minutes into this podcast, and neither of us has said anything about...
I think it's fun. We're just bullshitting.
Have you had a week that you could talk about? Because we could just keep talking about random bullshit and make everyone suffer.
I mean, I like random bullshit. I think it's
kind
more...
of the whole reason we started this podcast,
yeah,
to be honest.
Also, I think it's more interesting than my week, because what did I do in my week?
You worked.
Got an Apple Watch.
Talk about getting mauled by a small tiger.
Yep, I got... Well, yeah.
I like you just accept that. You're like, yeah, no, it's a small tiger.
Nick and I and our parents are allergic to cats.
We are.
Fun fact.
You're allergic to cats?
Yeah.
I thought you were the only one that wasn't.
No, I am just like
Mailman
to
baby.
the less lesser degree than you guys.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay.
So we have never had a cat. And a lot of our family is allergic to cats. Therefore, we have never really interacted with cats. Petted them, seen them, not like handled them.
I have held a cat. It did not go well.
Yeah. So, this job of mine requires that I handle cats. It's been going fairly well for a while. Obviously, I haven't dealt with any really aggressive cats because the experienced people do that,
Sure.
obviously.
Also, I'd like everyone to know that you're a receptionist at this place.
Well, no.
What?
Yes, but no. I'm
So you're just kind of
cross-training.
extra help.
I'm
You
an
were a body.
assistant.
Interesting.
Technically is my
Because
title.
I thought you explicitly applied to being a receptionist.
So yes, the ad was for only reception, but then they said, "Hey, you want to cross-train in the back?" And I said,
Oh, and you had the option just to not to?
I mean, I don't know what they would have said if
They
I
would have
said
been
no.
like, cool, fuck off.
Yeah, but yeah, they asked, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. It's been really cool so far.
Sure.
But today I was handling a cat, and he was like nervous, obviously, to be at the vet. But he was doing pretty well, calming down a little bit. I picked him up to take him to the back to weigh him, that kind of stuff, and he just decided fucking nope halfway through. And what you do for cats like that is you scruff them like how their moms do. You take them by the back of the neck, and it doesn't hurt him, and it's totally fine.
Yeah, it's all the extra skin.
But I was not ready to do that, and so now I have two good scratches on my wrist. Kitty did scratch me on my titty. Through
Kitty
my
scratches on the titty.
Yeah, through my scrubs, but it's okay. I mean, I didn't really notice till afterwards because I was just did not want the cat to be free in the hospital.
Yes.
I was like, because where does it go? You know, what if it gets out?
Away.
Yeah. So it's fine. I mean,
This is why cats are the devil.
no, I
Yeah.
like kitties.
They look cute. They despise humanity and their position. Cats and birds, well, let's go with domesticated cats and birds, are the only two species who have fully rejected humanity's rise to power. Cats have integrated to a degree, at least the domesticated ones, yes, but they still rebel frequently and, violently.
They're more your friend, whereas dogs are more your, like, minion.
I don't feel like a dog is my minion.
But you have so much more control over a dog than a cat.
That's because a dog is more docile by nature.
Yeah.
Cat says fuck you and everything you stand for.
Yeah, so you're more like mutual respect, whereas like you're in control
respect
over a
that.
dog.
No.
Yeah, because you don't have cats, Mr. Allergic to cats.
Yeah,
People who
exactly.
have cats respect
By their
that.
very existence, they desire my end.
No.
Yeah, because of my allergy.
Oh. That's not their fault.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah,
Are
you're
you
fucked
telling
up
me that
DNA.
my genetics are my fault?
Yes.
Laney's for eugenics. You heard it here first. She
No.
believes that I am a weak
I would
gene.
like, this is on record, I am not for eugenics.
That's good. I like that.
Thank you.
That's on file forever now.
Yeah,
Now, if
on
anyone's
file.
like, I don't know about this, look back at the record. There
Yeah,
it is.
look at the record, bucko.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. Cats are... Yeah, birds, on the other hand, just entirely have ignored us for the most part. I mean, minus the habitat destruction, everything like that. Are you familiar with the story of the passenger pigeon?
I think so, but...
So, I have been learning about the passenger pigeon in part for one of my classes that I'm taking. There used to be several billion passenger pigeons in the United States. They are now extinct.
Yes, okay, I learned about this in Enviro.
We're talking about flocks of pigeons that would black out the sky as they flew over, and now they're just gone.
Yeah, you know why, people? Because humans are an invasive species.
Are you implying that we need to be cold?
What'd you just say?
Cold. C-U-L-L-E-D.
I don't know what that means. I can get context clues, but...
Cold is when you take away members of the herd.
Oh, see, I mean, like, no, but
Because
like,
you're already on the record as against eugenics, so
Right.
speak carefully
see,
here.
that's the thing is, like, maybe I do, but then everyone would be, like, all, like,
They're like, wow,
racist
Laney's a
and-
Nazi.
about it, yeah.
Well, because who gets to decide, right?
It's not like Thanos random. It's like...
If you could do it, would you?
Thanos?
Are you telling me Thanos is right?
Kind of, I mean... But the thing is...
That's it right there. Thanos was kind of right.
Thanos was kind of right, but also... That's not how you do it. You can't...
How do you... No, please explain to me how you should depopulate the Earth.
No, I think it's about, like, just stopping it, like... And, like, making people, like, not have as many kids. Which, obviously, you can't, which is why it's an issue. Like, you know those families who are like, I have 11 children. I'm kind of like, fuck you a little bit, you know? You know?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know that... I don't know, man. It feels very slippery slope to where it's like China and there's people drowning babies in the bathtub because it's not a boy.
Exactly. See, that's why you can't do it. That's why Thanos had to do what he did.
So you're saying Thanos had the right way about it?
I mean, I guess. It's just not right because you turn people into, like, psycho murderers and you make people have trauma and, like, that's not cool.
By having too many children?
No, by Thanos.
By Thanos snapping.
Yeah.
Well, not all of us are Hawkeye. We're not all going to turn into, what's his name?
I don't know.
He has a different name when he goes and is all edgy and murders people.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is either. I'm not a good Marvel fan. It's not. I don't know that it's explicitly said in the movie, but that's a whole arc in the comic books.
Yeah, I don't think it's explicitly said in the movie.
Yeah.
Because you just
some,
see him like
Japanese
being
name or something
murdery
like
and
that.
then Natasha's like, Clint. Right?
Yeah, she doesn't say it like fucking Black Panther does. Clint.
No, I was doing like a
Clint.
1950s like girl,
yeah, but
voice that's
you
like,
gave it like
Clint.
Yeah, but you gave it like a Clint, not a Clint, you know? There was a little bit of Clint in there.
I don't believe you.
Absolutely.
I don't believe you at all. So you can't do what I feel like should be done because it's not nice.
Or you believe that one person should not have the option to delete half of an entire population.
Yeah. And also then there's racism that would play into it if like one person got to choose or
That's
like...
the thing though, if it's Thanos, there's nothing, man.
Right, that's why he's random.
If
but like I said,
if you get a really particular role, you just wipe out all North America. Africa gets to hang out. Russia gets to hang out. North America, bopped.
Right, but like... You just can't do that.
Wipe out North America?
Yeah.
Why?
Because, like, there are people who I believe don't deserve to be wiped out.
But you don't get to choose that.
Like native people.
As opposed to everyone else living perfectly normal, wholesome lives.
They, like, lived in America.
Are you talking about, like, in the historical context?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no, they didn't deserve that. But we're talking, like, Thanos snapping right now.
No, that's what I'm also saying is, like, in historical context, obviously they didn't deserve that. And maybe they need a chance at, like, reclaiming their land. So get rid of everyone but them. You know what I mean?
But maybe it's not... Maybe they didn't deserve it. But if it's random, then no one deserves it, right?
Yeah.
So if that's what happens, then that is still the most fair way to go about it.
I guess. That would just... Yeah, it's just... You can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just can't. Because then Captain America also kicks your ass, and maybe you want that because, you know, it's like Captain America, but, you know, you probably don't want that.
You say you're okay with Captain America kicking your ass?
Yeah.
Because he's Captain America?
Mm-hmm. Because I'm in love with him.
How about, so you're talking about specifically Chris Evans. How about the new Captain's America?
What's that?
So now that...
Spoilers
for Endgame, I guess?
Yeah, spoilers for Endgame. You mean...
So Captain America Chris Evans is not a thing anymore. Now
Falcon?
There is Falcon and...
What's his name?
Are you looking for his actual name or his, like, superhero name?
No, his, like... Not the actor's name, but not his
Bucky.
superhero name.
Bucky.
No.
Yes.
No.
Who are you talking about?
Falcon.
Oh, I have no idea.
What's his name?
You got me.
That's gonna... I know it. It's gonna come
clearly
to me.
You don't.
No, I do. It's in my brain somewhere. Rattling around in there.
Rattling.
Yeah. Ritalin.
We're not from the West. Not Ritalin. No Ritalin is being done here.
I don't know what that is.
I think it's a drug. I'm pretty sure.
No, I know it's a drug, but
All
I
right.
don't know what it is.
Well, one way to find out. Ask somebody for Ritalin.
I know it from Friends because Rachel's talking about how like Monica's and Phoebe's gonna be an aunt, you know?
Sure.
And she's like, you're gonna be the fun aunt, blah blah blah, and you don't have to decide to put them on Ritalin when they just don't calm down. So
Is Ritalin the ADHD med?
no, that's Adderall.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah, I don't know.
send us an email about Ritalin.
Yeah, or about if you think Thanos was right. If you're going to talk about eugenics, though, probably don't send us an email.
No.
I mean, if you agree with eugenics, don't send us an email.
Yeah.
If you disagree, that's fine, but like, don't make the whole email about that because we already get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already.
Honestly, at
we
this
already
point,
get
just
it.
send us an email. We'll fucking filter through it.
Yeah, for real. I mean,
I promise nothing.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. If you send us like a really awful, we're done. We're just gonna delete it. Probably even block you.
I think one of the best quotes that I've heard is "promise nothing and deliver less," and I would like that to live on in this podcast.
Promise not.
Because if you deliver less than nothing,
Yeah, then I don't really get it, but okay.
yeah. I had a week. Now that we're at 16 minutes,
Okay, I was gonna burp, but
I didn't really have a week. I mean, I was alive and I did do things, but they were of little consequence. I had a test this morning. Did not go as well as I would have hoped. Except it's weird because it's electronic, certain portions are graded immediately after you finish the test, and you can see how many points you got, but it's still out of the total of the test, not of just what's immediately graded.
so you think you just did shit?
And so I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's a real bad grade. But she hasn't graded any of the written portions, but there's not that much of the written portion, right? So, still could change by like 15%, you know, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I have a quiz today, but I have a quiz every Wednesday, so it's kind of like whatever.
I also have a quiz today. Other than that, online school goes on.
Yeah, it goes on.
I had my miniatures for that game, that war game, Infinity.
Yeah.
They just came in. So tomorrow night I'm going to my friend's house to put them together and paint them, hopefully.
Yay.
Which is exciting. That's just people walking upstairs. Probably not ghosts.
Mother.
No guarantee that it's not ghosts.
Mother. I hope you like that.
And so that'll be exciting and a thing to do that's not electronic, because I find myself doing way too much electronic shit nowadays.
Relatable.
Because what else do you do when you're trying not to be outside? You know, between the massive amounts of smoke and poor air quality, and then what is not, or I mean, in that poor air, I suppose I should say, between people is deadly virus.
And also hot.
Really took one hard turn into a dystopian hellscape. I mean, not that we weren't already there, but
You know
it was
what I
pretty
was
damn
thinking
close.
about when I was driving home today?
What were you thinking about when you were driving home today?
I was like, what if I'm in hell? Like,
Nah, it'd be worse.
but like, what if I'm in like a really like, is it, I guess, low level?
Are you looking
Or,
like purgatory?
No, because I
know
learned
it.
from Supernatural that monsters go to purgatory.
Okay.
Because they're like bad, but also they can't really control their nature. Like a vampire is like inherently evil because it feeds off blood. So
Chaotic
they,
evil,
you know. So like, what if I'm in like a really low level of hell, where like,
So you're thinking
Or,
about
like,
backwards, high level of hell.
yeah, it's hard to. That's why I was like, but yeah, so like,
Mild hell.
yeah, mild. So like,
Not
my back
spicy.
hurts and I get scratched by cats and I get really mad at traffic and I'm really anxious, but like, it's not that bad. You know what I mean?
Are you really telling me that you feel like you could potentially be living in a hell right now?
Well, I was also thinking about the state of the world, like global warming and fucking Donald Trump and, you know, Black Lives Matter and race. I mean, that's a good, Black Lives do matter, but like just the fact that we have to acknowledge that because of racists.
So you're out here with pro-eugenic standpoints and talking about Black Lives Matter. Goddamn, girl.
So, you know, I mean, and I get to see puppies, but also like I have to see dogs get put down and like.
So you're telling me because your life is not perfect that you believe that it might actually be hell.
I was more, like I said, I was more thinking about the world, like the whole global warming issue.
Maybe that's why it's getting hotter, as the entire flat Earth is descending into hell. Yeah.
And that's why sea levels are rising too.
Exactly. Is hell below the ocean? I mean, it's got to be, right?
Where is it in Percy Jackson?
Isn't it in Vegas or something?
Hollywood?
I think it's Hollywood, yeah. You got to go to Hollywood to go to hell.
Behind the H? And that's like closer to sea level, right?
Than us, yeah.
But like,
believe it or not, we are in the mountains.
And it's the Hollywood Hills, because it's the Hollywood sign is where they go.
But the hills are in sight of the ocean. Even how many feet's in a mile? Like 5,000?
5,200 something or other.
Yeah. So the distance that we are vertically from the ocean is, I don't know, like
vertically.
Because I'm trying to think of, like, with all the smog and stuff we've had.
Oh, right? You mean like...
I'm saying, okay, like,
I understand.
If we were the distance that we are from the ocean and we are inside of it, we might not be able to see it. That probably makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Don't worry about it.
I gave a big dumb stare to Nick just now.
I like how you have to narrate your actions. It's one of the weird things about podcasting, where you just kind of have to talk about, like, oh, this is what I'm doing right now.
You know what I've seen lately that's really cool?
What's that?
Is like on pieces of artwork and that kind of thing, somebody will make an image description in the caption, like for blind people. Like, so
sure.
Your phone can read out. So it's like the image depicts whatever and just like describe it. So like a young girl staring into, and just describe the whole thing. And it says like image ID : before it, and then like end of description at the end. And I'm like, that's such a cool thing, because like so many people just don't have access to that, because we just live in an ableist community.
You're just hitting on all the political touchstones today, aren't you?
I am. I'm not meaning to
really
just go for it, but that's just so happens to be where it's led me.
I think it's more like the person that you are. You are just a very political person in that respect, at least.
I just more like to care about people.
I gotcha. As opposed to all the other political viewpoints who don't care about people.
No, I'm just saying that, like, I don't know, I think about stuff like that. Like, there's this commercial about COVID-19 that's just music. And, like, the words go across the screen.
Oh, sure.
But, like, I had my back turned to it one day, and I was like, if I was blind, this would mean nothing to me. Mm-hmm. Like, it has no fucking meaning, because, because it does, the people who make the ad probably don't consider that. They just...
Sure.
It's... I don't know. So I just think about that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that we're at 23 minutes...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're just talking about bullshit forever. You want to go ahead and introduce our topic this week?
Yes. So our topic for episode 22 is... You wake up one day. People...
Oh my God. Can you imagine? What if you woke up...
I hate you. Walk out right now. I'm doing it alone.
Just by yourself the rest of the podcast.
No, people like your voice better than mine. I'll let you stay.
Okay. Is that why we have a mostly female audience?
I don't know. One of my guy friends was like,
they're here for the smooth ass voice.
One of my guy friends was like, your brother has a buttery smooth voice.
Hey,
like,
man,
he texted that to me.
He can do whatever he wants to do, man. Like, whatever team he's swinging for, he can enjoy the voice just as much as anyone else.
I don't think it's about sexuality. I think that he just enjoys your voice, Nick.
I can respect that. You can enjoy my voice however you want to enjoy it. I saw a streamer the other day. We're just going to continue to do random bullshit, I guess. There was a streamer the other day who got a donation, and they said something about, how do you feel that you are most likely or absolutely been the background noise for people doing it, right? Like, just because it's been on and then it's like, this is happening. You mean
now. This podcast? Oh, like the streamer.
The streamer, yeah.
I totally got away from that. I don't know how.
What the hell? You really, what is your attention span?
I am tired.
Good.
I've been awake since 6:10 this morning.
Gotcha. Little less than 12 hours.
I've had no nap.
Don't eat it.
Had a cookie.
There you go.
Give me a cookie, got you cookie.
Yeah. And so I think about that in this context, and I'm like, we're just having a conversation. And what if this is just on in the background? No one wants to take the time to hit the pause button.
Yeah, someone's banging. If you're banging
Good
right
job,
now.
guys. You did it. You might still be doing it.
Yeah.
Get it.
Get it, girl.
You're assuming that a girl has to be involved? Sexist pig.
I'll bite you.
Anyway, do you want to actually introduce the topic?
I'll bite you right on your nose.
Don't do that. There's a lot of expensive things in the way.
Okay. Our topic for this week is, what if you woke up one day? You go and ask someone something. Maybe you go out to a coffee shop. The person hands you your coffee, and they also say, I have taken 2 Xanax today because I'm addicted to opioids. And you said, what?
So this is not the situation that I envisioned when we started talking about this or brought it up as a topic. I was thinking more like, if you are asked a direct question, then you have to respond truthfully.
You have to. The other person has to. You're hearing the truth. You're not telling the truth.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said, isn't it?
You made it sound like...
So I ask you a question.
You have to respond. Tell the truth.
Yeah, you have to respond truthfully.
Yeah.
For the entire day. Everyone that you ask a question to responds truthfully. You made it sound like you just ask something and they tell you a random truth about themselves.
Well, see, I got this idea from Supernatural.
Gotcha.
Because we've been watching that a lot. And Dean is just sitting at the bar, and the whole premise of the episode is, if anyone asks for the truth, just I just want to know the truth, in that kind of way, because he did. People will just start telling you the truth unprompted. So he was at the bar and just drinking, and the waitress or the bartender was like, I have an addiction to opioids. And just started fucking, and she's
Sick.
like, I don't know why I said that. And then kept saying stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So
I was thinking more like Yes Man. I don't know if you're...
Yeah. I love that
Or no,
movie.
That's not the same. What am I thinking of?
Is that right?
No, not yet. It's another Jim Carrey thing.
It is another Jim Carrey thing.
It's
Liar.
Liar. Yes, because he's the big lawyer guy, and then all of a sudden he has to tell the truth at all times.
Is that the one where he... No, that's the Yes one where he is playing the guitar for the guy who's on the edge.
Yeah. No, Yes, or Liar is the one where he's beating himself up in the bathroom, and a guy walks and he's like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm kicking my own ass." Right? No, yeah. So.
Okay. I kind of like that better because I don't want to hear everyone's dirty secrets, especially just randos.
I would just, if I figured out that was happening, that it was just random dirty secrets from everybody, I would lock myself in my closet for the entire day.
Because you would get some weird shit.
Well, yeah. And I mean, there is the weird shit that you get from a stranger, but I could rub that off, right? Where they're like, I'm a criminal, right? Of whatever variety.
I murdered my wife.
Well, yeah, depending on the variety of criminal, I would want to be like, maybe I just end you right here.
Yeah.
Because whatever. But I feel like it'd be worse because what if you walk upstairs and you're talking to mom and dad or something like that, and they're like, yeah, you're not my kid. Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, okay, I like the questions. You've convinced me. The only thing is, I feel like I'd want to get so much done, and I only have that day.
What do you want to get done? You want to go down to the courthouse and be like, I got this.
I just want to fucking just ask random questions to people that I know, Just
start calling everybody.
Yeah, and but how much can you really get done in a day?
A lot.
Or
it depends on how quickly you figure it out, right? So if at the start of the day, you're kind of just walking around and it takes you until noon to pick up on it, well, that's on your own dumbass, right? But if you pick up on it real quick, first couple of people you talk to in the morning, you got, I'd say, a full 14 to 16 hours to go and, I don't know, do some investigating, I guess.
Right. What's something that you've always really, really want to know?
Well, we're just getting deep in here, aren't we?
For example, Amelia Earhart. Like,
who are you going to ask?
I'm going to try and get to some fucking government official and be like, do they know what happened to Amelia Earhart? And if they say no, I'm going to be like, give me the number, or what's the number for your supervisor or whatever, and just get as fucking high as I can until somebody's like, oh yeah, we know what happened, we just lied, or like, yeah, we found her bones, or we really don't know, you know what I mean?
Well, listen, we already figured out what happens when women fly airplanes, and that was in the 1800s, okay? After they reach a certain period, their uterus just flies out of their body because they can't handle it. You know, that was a real justification for why women shouldn't ride trains when, like, trains were first a thing.
Is that their uteruses were going to fly out of their body?
Under the pressure of the force of the train traveling, that they're like, their uterus is going to fly straight out in the window, you know?
Have you seen...
They'll fucking die.
Have you seen that video of that guy just, like, asking really conservative people, like, questions? Like, he goes up to this woman and he's like, so should a woman be president? And she's like, no, they're so hormonal, they'll start a war in a second, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, haven't all the wars been started by men? And brings the mic back to her and she's like,
Is that an all gas, no brakes thing? That sounds like an all gas, no brakes thing.
I don't know what that is.
Little skinny white boy in a brown suit?
Not in a brown suit.
Oh.
But just like...
Maybe that's the same guy then. You can show it to me after. Wow, you're going high level with this. I'm such a petty person. I'm thinking like, oh, what true, like I'd be going to my friends and be like, what's your actual opinion of me?
My God, I would not do that.
Because I want to know. Because if they're like, I kind of think you're an asshole, then I'd be like, cool, never talk to me again. You know?
What?
Because then you know. Because then because you know whoever answers you positively, that you're like, oh, you got me forever. Like, I am on your fucking side, right? But you are on my side.
But what if it's just minimal stuff? Like you go up to your friend and they're like, you're like, what do you actually think of me? And they're like, oh, I really like you, but I mean, I think you're a little stupid, or I think you can be annoying sometimes, or...
Yeah, but it depends, right? Because if someone's like, I think you're kind of dumb, I'd be like, oh, well, I need to act more intelligently. Like, I need to not be some fucking smooth-brained dickhead when I'm around my friends, right?
No, because I don't want to have to think about that stuff when I'm by people. Because then for the rest of the time that I would hang out with them, I would just be fucking an anxious ball of mess being like, am I annoying right now? Am I being stupid right now? Because I already do that. When I get home from hanging out with people, I'm like, do they actually like me? I think I kind of annoyed them.
That's the thing, is now you'd know.
No! I literally hate your reasoning for this. Oh my God. I hope this never happens to you because I hate this.
I'm going to walk up, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to walk up and be like, so Lainey, what do you think of me? And you're going to be like, you fucking smell 90% of the time. And I'll be like, all right, more showers on deck.
I hope that I'm immune to it so I can be like, I fucking hate you. Like, I don't know why I would be, but like, let's just say that I am for no good reason.
So you're going to lie to me intentionally to fuck with my head?
Yeah, so next time you ask me, if you ever ask me, what do you actually think of me? And I don't feel compelled to tell just the absolute truth. I'm going to be like, you're the fucking worst. Get out of here.
No, yeah, I'd go around to all my friends. I'd be calling them up, be like, hey, I'm going to need an accurate, what you think of me. I feel like if someone had hidden treasure, like, where that guy hid all those millions of gems or whatever they are, like when that happened, I'd figured out how to call him and then get a hold of him and be like, hey, where is it? Right? Then you just get it. Or I feel like depending on who you spoke to, you could be like, hey, what's the winning lottery numbers? Right?
Nobody really knows.
Is it just randomly generated like that day
with the ping pong balls?
I don't think they actually do ping pong balls.
I think they actually do ping pong balls.
Is it like a televised event still?
I don't know.
All right.
I wouldn't do the treasure guy. You're talking about the guy who like hid it and then like made a
big riddle
step by because that's like a really fun kind of adventure thing. That's not like him hoarding his money, right?
So if he was hoarding it maliciously like some kind of human dragon, then you'd be like,
yes. Or like Jeff Bezos, I'd be like, what's your bank account number?
That's the thing is you just call the richest person. You're like, give me your bank account information. Or like, what is your bank account? And then they're like, oh, here it is. And you're like, okay, sick.
Yeah.
And then you just go do it.
And then like, how am I in trouble? Because he gave it to me willingly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Ish.
I don't know. Money's weird. And also because they're mega billionaires, they'll just use their money to destroy your life.
That's true. Yeah, they just fucking pay people off.
That's why you gotta go to like one of the richest houses in town, like the one up on the hill and shit like that, and be like, hi, what is your bank account information? And get it from them. And you're like, I could take a couple.
Or like, I would like to steal
a few zeros.
The things out of like claw machines. Like, have you ever looked at a claw machine?
Explain to me how you're going to use the ability to get someone to tell the truth to win a claw machine. Because I feel like that solution is just a screwdriver.
Same thing. So I'd just be like, hey, do you have the keys to unlock the claw machine? And if they say yes, then I'll be like, where are they? And then I just try and get them off him. Or
so you just want to steal from a claw machine. So your ends of the scale is find out what happened to Amelia fucking Earhart or rob this Japanese claw machine.
Yeah, because you ever look into a claw machine and you're like, I want that stuffed animal or ball or whatever so bad.
No.
But I know that the chances of me getting it are so small.
No, get good.
No.
That's your... Remember when Dad told that story about the guy he knew and his kids grew up in Japan? And they got really good at fucking arcade games and shit like that?
No.
And so they'd come back here and just win Xboxes and shit all the time and then have to like give it away.
I didn't know
because
that,
the kids had like 4 Xboxes
already.
Yeah, and they're like, we don't really need this. And they just fucking hand it off to somebody.
That is an elite skill.
Right? Like, I feel like you could just get a claw machine like in your house, get really good, and then just win all sorts of shit. Like, that's a source of income after a while. Because even say you have to try like 15 times at it after you get really good. And then you sell the whatever, the Xbox, the PS4, the fucking laptop, iPad, whatever it is.
Right.
You're making hundreds of dollars, you know?
Yeah. And it's a really small expense, too, because they're rigged so it's hard to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Good.
You're very on polar opposite ends of this. There's no, like, middling...
It's because things that I really want, Nick... I want the stuff in claw machines, and I want to know
human rights.
What happened to Amelia Earhart.
There you go.
What happened to her? She just disappeared.
Why are you starting to talk like Jerry Seinfeld? My God.
You like jazz?
You like jazz?
Oh, that scared me.
Nah, it's just ghosts.
Ghost.
I'm surprised you didn't close that door.
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking about it.
Well, now you are.
Yeah, but it's okay.
The spider in my room died.
Good.
Yeah. I think he starved because there's no bugs in my room. He really chose a bad place to set up shop. On the other hand, there are now 2 black widows that inhabit my front door, so probably got to do something about that.
Mom thinks that the spiders in the pool where we turn the key to open it are black widows.
Sick.
Yeah. So you just fucking reach in your hand in a box with black widows.
Yeah, get a glove. You'll be all right.
Fucking A.
What else? What other truths would you ask? Would you ask any of our family anything?
I was thinking about that.
Find like the deep family secrets.
I was thinking about that, but I can't
go around to everyone who has kids, be like, how many kids do you have?
No.
Because are they magically compelled? Like, is this a situation where even if they don't know the real answer, they give you the real answer?
No, I think it's what they know.
Oh, okay. So, like, if some random aunt or uncle had more kids than, like, the ones that we know, they wouldn't be like 4, and you'd be like, oh, what the fuck? And they'd be like, I don't know where 4 are.
No, they wouldn't. It has to be the knowledge in there.
Gotcha.
Also, all the women would know.
Well, yeah. So you're saying you want to ask the women first?
I don't want to know that.
Why?
If it's not an issue,
we ended up with an extra uncle that way.
Yeah, and I really like him, but it's not something that I was like
looking for.
Yeah,
dying.
Like,
you know what I could really go for?
Another uncle. Yeah. No, I want to like go like try and get in contact with like serial murderers who are like, oh, I've only murdered 3 people, and everyone's like, he could have murdered 20, and be like,
who? Day to do this. How easy do you think it is to get in contact with a serial murderer in a day?
Listen, I don't know, but I might finesse it. Some of them like to talk.
Sure.
# Ed Kemper.
What were you going to call just a random prison and be like, hey, can I talk to the homie?
Well, I got to do some research first. Who's alive? Who is like withholding information or who we think is. And then talk to them and be like, how many murders have you committed? You know? And then does it work like, can I be like, what are the names of the people you've murdered? And that will just start listing
as long as you
them.
ask a question, they have to answer truthfully.
Sweet.
That's the thing, though, is it can't be... It has to be like a direct question, you know? It can't be like... I don't know. I had some thought, but I lost it.
Yeah.
What else?
What do you want?
I'd find a bunch of those like jelly beans in a jar games. And I'd be like, how many jelly beans are in that jar? And they'd tell me, and then I'd be like, all right, I guess this much.
It's like how Mabel wins her pig in Gravity Falls.
Or she just knows.
No, he's like, you have to guess how much the pig weighs.
Yeah.
And Mabel's like, that one. And he's like, oh, old 15 poundy. Yeah. And he's like, how much do you think he weighs? And she's like, 15 pounds? And he's like, how do you do that?
Yep, just continue to punch the microphone.
Actually, it was my titty.
Sick.
Tiddy.
D's? No. T's.
You don't have rights.
All right. Thanks, Thanos. Don't snap at me.
Snap.
What other truths could you ask?
I don't know. What do you want to know?
I'm trying to like get something out of this. Whenever we talk about having a superpower, especially for a limited amount of time, I always try to turn it into like some type of gain for myself. Like
so
some
you
type
like
of
know something about me?
Yeah, like, well, no, not even like to hold over people's heads, though. That's a good idea, right? Like you just call some diplomat or famous person. You're like, give me what is your darkest secret or something like that. And then you just hold that shit over them. That's how you get the money. Good thinking, little sister.
Yeah, but like, it's just words. Yeah,
but I would also use it for like social advantage, right? Like I'm telling you, like I'd go and be like, to all of my friends, be like, what is the actual thing that you think of me? You know? And if they all started saying horrible shit, it'd fucking destroy me. But then you build yourself back up as someone who is not a horrible piece of shit.
I don't know. So I'm pretty confident that my closest friends are like...
Oh, yeah. No, me too.
Even though I get anxieties about them.
But what if you're in like the Truman Show, right? Like everyone just hangs around you because they're paid to.
Never watched that, so don't talk about it. Hello?
Yeah, just lost it, huh? Yeah.
Oh, even if they're faking, you know what? It's kind of like, I'm fine with it. Like, I'm in a good place. We have a really fun time hanging out together.
Yeah, so you're full blue pill, huh? Just put me back in the dream.
Oh, yeah. Fucking ignorance is bliss. Algernon me up, bruh.
Nah, I want to know. Like, I don't want to know the grand scheme, right? Like, I don't want to know the world's going to end and shit like that because I'm terrified of my own mortality.
Yes.
But I'm down to know who's fake and who's not.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, okay.
I can get behind that.
Or I'd be like, no, I can't do that. I was going to like say something that would destroy people's lives, but...
Sick. So now we have Claw Machine, destroy people's lives, Amelia Earhart.
You think destroying people's lives is less than Amelia Earhart?
I mean, I feel like that's like a national thing. Like that's a everybody thing.
Do aliens exist? You
have to get down to Area 51 and like ask the guard.
Like, have aliens landed on Earth? Because I think they exist. It's just, have they made contact?
But you are confident enough in thinking that they exist? Because you could still ask that question and it would be answered regardless of if they have landed on Earth or not. So you'd have to ask both of them.
But is it kind of their truth? Like, is it, you know what I mean? Like, is it a NASA space person who has sent out probes into the universe and they haven't been answered? So aliens do not exist to them, or like, you know what I mean?
I think it's kind of like a genie question where you have to phrase it such that they can only respond in a binary way that confirms or denies something. So instead of asking, do aliens exist? And then if the person believes in aliens, they'd be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, right? You'd have to ask, have you seen definitive proof that aliens exist?
Yeah.
Right. And then they'd be like, yes or no. You know, or you could even ask that in the question, yes or no. And they say yes, you're like, you know, full blow up.
Yeah. Fucking full blow up indeed.
Because aliens, again, like, I'm already so confident that they do exist somewhere. It's just a matter of if we've had contact with them.
Yeah, for real.
You know?
Same.
What else? You could do horse race shit. Where it's all rigged, right? So you're like, which horse is going to win this race, right?
You think that's rigged?
I bet you there's parts of it that are rigged. Any rich gambling sport like that, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, fair.
1000%.
Yeah, because if you can just pay people to be like, hold that gate closed.
Yeah.
Just like in Shark Tale.
Just like in Shark Tale.
Oh my God.
For fuck's sake. It all comes back to Shark
ask,
Tale.
Like, a celebrity, if I could get in contact with them, like, did you like being in this movie?
Why is that important information to you?
Because I want to know. Because it ruins it if they're like, I fucking hated working on this project.
Hell no.
Yeah.
So, as a Star Wars fan, the only reason Harrison Ford, Han Solo, came back is because I fucking hate Star Wars. I'm not doing any more Star Wars movies. There's like, here a pile of cash. And he's like, okay, I'll come do fucking one, and you're killing me.
I know. And that ruins it for me.
Not at all.
That every single time Han Solo gets on screen, I'm like, fucking, you don't like this. You don't want to be here right now. Like, no, you know, I'm like, get out of here.
I don't know. For me, it's easier to separate the character from their role or the character from the actor.
It just makes me not like him as much. Like, I don't really like Han Solo because I'm like, you're an asshole. And Harrison Ford.
I don't like Harrison Ford. Han Solo is still a reasonable character in my mind.
I can't set it apart like that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's weird because I can't do that for music, right? So when everyone still supports shit like Chris Brown and stuff like that. And that's a whole different thing because whereas someone who's an actor is like, I hate that thing. Like, I don't want to be in it. That's fine because you're allowed to have opinions about your work, right? But like when people commit crimes and then you still back them, and especially the nature of the crimes that were committed, I'm like, why? What is wrong with you? Yeah, no, I don't care. I don't care if everyone just despises the thing. Don't get me wrong. I like seeing that they like it and like being that character for people and making people happy. But if they don't, I'm not going to hold it against them. It's a job at the end of the day. There are times when I don't like my job.
But it's not the same.
If you paid me millions of dollars to go do my job, I'd fucking do my job every day.
But it's not the same because acting is an art. It's something that people get into because they like doing it. It's not something that people do because they're like, oh, it's a good job. Like,
I feel like lots of people get into stuff because they like doing it.
Yeah, but like, therefore, you should try and do things creatively that you think you can do well and that you like doing because you'll get probably a better performance that way instead of just being like, I fucking hate this the whole time you're doing it. You know what I mean? So I think it's different in that aspect because, yes, like if you have some office job or in retail or something, the likelihood that you're doing it because it's like your passion in life is so small.
My passion is retail.
You know? So art, anything to do in the arts is going to be held to kind of a different thing than other jobs,
Gotcha.
I would say.
Interesting. I don't know. Like, what if a doctor hates being a doctor? Like, they just fucking despise it. If they're still a good doctor, I don't care if they hate being a doctor.
I do.
Why?
Because you hate something. If you hate something, that means that you dislike it so much that it just like gets on your nerves.
Yeah.
So if you are a doctor and you just hate like cutting into people or treating people, aren't you going to try and get through that like as quickly as you can? Are you going to take loopholes? Are you going to, you know, try and just take the cheapest treatment or just what's right in front of you?
Yeah.
Like, and also med school is a lot to do if you hate it the whole time.
But what if they're really good at being a doctor? Because at the end of the day, doesn't it matter if they're good at what they do, right? Like in the actor scenario, they can hate being an actor, right? But if they deliver like jaw-dropping, make-you-cry performances every time, then I understand not liking it because you're like, I don't like that person's not having a good time. right? And then you think about that because out of empathy or whatever it is. But if they're doing a good job, I'm fine with it.
No, because like I said, like if you don't like doing it, I think that the quality is going to go down.
Yeah.
You know, it's not I don't know. I lost my train of thought. But like it doesn't work like that.
Gotcha.
Because I don't think you can perform that well if you're in such a bad mood. And maybe that's just personally, because when I'm in a bad mood, I don't
trust me, I'm aware what happens when you're in a bad mood.
I don't do shit. I sit there and I just stew.
Suffer.
And I try to isolate myself so that I can...
You can contain the damage.
Yeah, get back together. Like, you just don't...
Yeah.
You just can't if you hate something like that. I don't think.
Gotcha. Well, I think what we've learned from this conversation is that Nick is a psychopath who uses his magic powers, his daily magic powers, for social and monetary gain. And Lainey wants to solve the riddles of the universe and of planet Earth, I guess. Do you think if you talk to the right person, you can get just all of them? You can get the deal on aliens, Amelia Earhart, Bermuda Triangle. What else? Cryptids.
Yes, but it's like a position that no one knows exists. You know what I mean?
So you have to dig to find the person who knows, who's like the secret keeper.
Yeah. So you'd have to like get high up in the government and then be like, get who is the person that knows this and what is their number or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yes.
But you think that is one person that just has, there's one guy, gal, just sitting there.
No, it's just
got the
like,
booklet
I
of
think you have
secrets.
to go by question at a time.
Gotcha.
Because once you're to one secret person who like knows about aliens or something, then they'll probably have the information about the other secret person who knows about whatever else.
Their
right?
coworker 3 cubicles over, that's the alien guy.
Yeah, for real.
They're like, hey, Tony, there's a guy on the phone. Just pick it up.
It's just...
Because they don't have to submit to you. They have to answer any question you ask them, but if they get freaked out and hang up the phone, then you're toast.
Right.
You know? So the real question is, which would you ask first? If you get one, so let's say there's a person in front of you, like full omnipotence, they know all the secrets, all the everything. What's the one question you're going to ask them? The top of the list, dying to know. Don't just shrug at me.
I want the things in the claw machine more.
You have the ability to find out if aliens have landed on Earth, and you want to know where the keys to the claw machine are.
Yeah, because what does that get me? They say no. I'm like, well, that's fucking boring. They say yes. I'm like, okay, I know that, but do I believe it? Like, because you know when, like, you can't understand things? Like, you will never understand how big a moose is. Like, even if I know aliens have landed...
dimensions of a moose. I have seen a taxidermied moose.
But every time you see a moose, you're going to be like,
so
oh,
you're
shit,
like,
that's big.
You can't comprehend it, is what you're saying. So
like,
they'll tell you that aliens
like,
landed on Earth. And you're just not... You think that your mind is not going to be able to contain that information.
I'm going to be like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not going to be like, mind blown. You know, I'm going to be like, okay. So I want the claw machine. I want the big, spiky, rubbery ball that I can bounce and throw at people and have a good time.
And then gets destroyed by a dog in like 37 seconds or forgotten about on a shelf.
You know what? I'm here for a good time, Nick.
You would sacrifice...
Not a long time.
You would sacrifice some of the highest level knowledge that exists in humanity for a rubber ball.
Yes, I would. I used to collect bouncy balls, don't forget.
I don't know what to say. I feel like your answer is incorrect. I feel like your priorities are fucking scragged, absolutely scuffed, busted. I don't know what to do. That's
also, it's like, what is it gonna do for me? You know what I mean? Nothing. You know what that ball's gonna do?
I just want to know.
Hours of fun.
I can go buy you a ball.
I'll go call my friends. I'll be like, hey,
Why
I got this really cool ball. You want to hang out, listen to music, play with the ball?
Steal the ball. Why not just go buy one?
Because I don't want it enough to buy it.
But you want enough to steal it.
Well, I have a power that makes it much easier to steal it.
So you're saying crime's only wrong if it's hard to commit?
No, I'm saying that crime is wrong, but if you have a superpower that makes it easier to commit, you're probably more likely to do it. Like, why didn't Superman just fucking kill the president?
I would get up to so much bullshit if I had, like, super speed.
And that's
like,
why you
Flash powers. You're saying the reason that I don't have superpowers is because I would abuse them?
Yeah. It's like those people who, like, are on Twitter or, like, whatever social media, and they're like, God knew that if he didn't make me depressed, I would be too powerful.
What the fuck?
You know?
Active debuffs from God. Sick. If I had to ask the one question, I would probably go with...
Wait, I'm going to guess. Does Godzilla exist?
No. It is going to be creatures, though. I don't know if it's going to be cryptids or aliens or... fucking microscopic Horton Hears a Who race or whatever it is. But something, Is it just the planet that's on the dandelion and Horton Hears a Who, or is it like the whole universe?
Pretty sure it's the planet.
And why can only the one guy hear Horton?
You mean the little guy that can hear Horton?
Yeah.
He has like the megaphone hooked up to the sky.
Oh. We should get one of those. What if we're on an elephant's dandelion right now, unaware of our own fate?
I'm okay with that.
All right.
He saved us, so it's like whatever.
But now it's up to him to guard our existence.
I trust an elephant.
Sick.
I wouldn't trust like a monkey, snake.
That feels racist. That's actually literally racist.
Why?
Because you are trusting an entire species less.
It's not race though.
Yeah, not as we have it defined in humanity, but like, because race can still be like goblin versus human versus elf.
Okay, so you're gonna let a monkey, a capuchin monkey.
Why? See, now you're getting weird. Now you're getting weird and specific about it. You fucking monkey racist.
A capuchin monkey hold a dandelion with your entire fucking planet on it over an elephant?
Why an elephant? What if they sneeze?
What do you mean, why an elephant?
What if they sneeze? You are held in its sneeze.
They're not holding it on his nose.
How does an elephant hold something?
He picks it up with his trunk. He puts it somewhere else. Why would he hold it on his nostrils?
So you would rather...
Fucking ridiculous.
All right, we're done with this. We're fucking out of time. Anyway, if you have thoughts about any of the random bullshit we talked about and basically skipped half of this episode, or if you have thoughts about what you would do if you had the ability to force the truth out of people, wow, that really just makes it sound like torture, huh?
Yeah.
Sick.
Hashtag Guantanamo Bay.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, if you want to send us a question, comment, concern about Lainey's mental health, etc., you can send that question to hypotheticalsiblings@gmail.com. That's hypothetical, hypothetical, siblings, siblings, @gmail.com. Alternatively, you can contact us on Reddit, Instagram, Twitter, and there's always the one I forget, YouTube. YouTube is the one that I always forget. Outside of that, you folks have a lovely week.
Spooky Halloween.
It's not even close.
Yeah, it's a little bit close.
But we have so many more episodes before Halloween.
Halloween.